This about deserves as much faith as Disney gave it. So, hi. This is a case where you could have picked any number of movies to pick, but we went with this one because, we're behind. Because it came out in theaters, in May? I think it's still in theaters.
I'm especially mad because I accidentally bought the damn thing instead of renting it.
Yeah.
I've been tired all day, and in either out of muscle memory or sleep deprivation, I went to buy, and then I realized the price. Like, wait, no!
And it's like, well, now we have to watch it. So we sat through. It's not even that long of a movie. It's only an hour and a half.
It felt a lot longer, though.
I mean, if I have to rank this among the Fox X-Men movies, this isn't the worst.
It's down there, though.
And there's some stuff I can at least say, okay, I kind of like that, or I like the idea of this, because it's not an inherently bad concept.
Yeah, it's just.
And I don't even think all the performances are that bad. Most of them are, but not all of them. I thought, what's her name from Game of Thrones? I thought she was fine.
Right.
The Doctor was fine. Yeah. Mr. I Like Cole was fine.
Oh yeah, him. Charles. It was Charles Dutton is the name, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I don't remember his name. So, for those of you who are fresh what the hell this movie was, this movie's been in development hell for the past 3 years or so. It was supposed to come out, 2 years ago or something like that?
Something like that. They just kept pushing it back, and yeah, we can see why.
And then, Disney bought out Fox, and there was wondering what the hell they were going to do with it, and then they were going to release it, back before the pandemic started, and they got pushed back again because of the pandemic, and then eventually they just threw this thing out to pasture in theaters, in June or May or whenever the hell it came out. At a time, nobody was going to go to the theater. We all knew that. I don't think that was a high priority for Disney. Just get it out there. Get it out there. I think the joke I made to you is it feels like they asked Lenny to look at the rabbits. The only way that time was Russell Crowe's Reckless. I think was the only movie out there at the time.
Unhinged.
Unhinged. That was it. I don't know where I got Reckless, but
I don't know either.
I'm tired too.
Yeah. I'm super excited though, just because I'm not sure if people notice. Got my new little office space. I look like I'm almost in a white void right now. It's actually kind of cool.
Like Heaven's IT center.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you're dealing with COVID? Have you tried resetting humanity again? Yeah. Oh no, they turned it off, but they forgot to turn it back on. We'll be free soon, though. Well, not free, but we're on our way to making some progress come January, I hope.
See how much he tries to burn down between now and then.
Seems to be doing a lot of that, actually.
Oh, yeah. I've been keeping up with the news.
Yeah.
Which makes watching this way more depressing for that reason. Not because there's any relevance whatsoever, just in that, oh, God, I gotta sit through more of it. No, I'm just more sad.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big reader of the New Mutants. So I don't know too much about these characters compared to other ones. I know it drummed up a lot of controversy because I know one of the characters, Sunspot, I think his name is.
Yeah. Berto, as they called him.
What was that?
Berto, as they called him.
Yeah, in the comics he's called Sunspot, I believe. He's basically like a Human Torch knockoff. They still made him a Brazilian actor, but they also kind of whitewashed him compared to the comics. And I know the creator of the original series was not happy about that.
Yeah, and I think I remember the other thing he was pissed off about. They misspelled his name.
Oh yeah. About that.
You know what? That's probably for the best. I don't think he wants his name officially attached to that anyway.
That seemed to be the case. But God, man, it's kind of hard to talk about this movie because it's just like there's not. I don't want to say there's no effort put into it because I could see like the parts where like ideas were made and talks were had to try to make something from this, and I don't know if this is just not the director's bread and butter. I don't know if it's
considering his big movie was Fault in Our Stars. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but like Disney's been hiring like a lot of like lesser known directors for Marvel movies, and those have turned out okay. So that's not necessarily a big disqualifier in itself.
Yeah, but a lot of them still had better stuff under their belt.
Yeah.
Like this guy, that was his best movie, and even then, that's kind of questionable from what I've been told. And then I looked at some of his others. He's only got like a couple other movies on his credits, I think. It's just like they. And remember, this was Fox, not Disney. Disney just distributed it.
It was in development hell so long that it went through the Disney acquisition. And again, I guess Disney just didn't know what to do with this when they got it. It's like, well, it's done, it's made. We're not gonna reshoot it. So what the fuck are we gonna do with this?
Yeah, Fox already took care of all that.
Oh god. So there's some parts about it I liked.
Like, yeah, I mean, there were a few moments where, like, near the end, where I feel like they had some good, like, ideas in terms of how they approach something. Like, there were a couple cool parts. There were a couple funny parts there in the end.
Yeah.
But they were just fleeting moments in something that was mediocre at best and laughably stupid at its worst.
Like, this had a cheaper budget compared to most other X-Men movies at the time, and it shows.
Yeah.
Because like we were counting, it takes like over an hour before the characters even like use their superpowers for like anything meaningful, other than look, we have superpowers. Look at what he can do, zippy zippy zippy, and it's like, oh for God, like can you do something with them, please? And it's a lot of like it's trying to be this in-depth character motivated bottle movie where it all takes place in this asylum. There's only a small cast of characters in the entire movie. And everyone has like their own complex backstory and they're going for like the horror vibes. But when in practice and execution, it's just like everyone's a douchebag, except for like Wolfsbane and the main girl, kind of.
Yeah.
And everyone.
Well, no, I mean, Kentucky guy isn't really a douchebag. He's just kind of there.
Cannonball. But even then, his whole trait is like, his whole trait, like again, this goes back to like everyone's kind of defined by like one story element. And doesn't really go much beyond that. He like carries a piece of coal because his dad's a miner, and everything he talks to, like, I was down in the mines. I did mine stuff once. My daddy did mine stuff. And that's like his every bit of dialogue.
And then I killed my daddy in the mine along with a bunch of other people.
And then they we're going to spoilers because fuck all. This movie is like months old. Like you give a shit at this point. Yeah. And then again, there's like fucking character named Demon Bear in here. How do you fuck that up? It's called Demon Bear. There's no reason this should be that hard to fuck up. But for some reason they took a page out of goddamn How to Train Your Dragon. And that's the climax of the movie.
Yeah. It was all solved. Because, okay, so the whole thing, as they mentioned, is like this demon bear is supposed to be a representation of like, talking about like Native American, I'm not even sure this is real, but like the whole, it's supposed to be folklore where it's like this representation of like the fears that grow inside man or humanity and how it gets bigger and more powerful over time as we like become more fearful. It's like, that would be a really cool idea. But there's a part where like once you kind of grow your cojones, for lack of better terms, it's just it renders a mood because like literally it's like you're like, I'm scared. You don't have to be. No.
And the bear's like, okay. I only ate the other antagonist and been chasing everyone else around for a little bit, but since you said no, I guess I'm okay now.
And then it disappeared like frickin' Sandman and Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah. Minus Tobey Maguire's cry face. But any stuff like the basic conceit of this movie is it's all about this character whose name is Mirage in the comics. I looked it up. whose whole power is that she can basically manifest fears and nightmares of people and torment them with it. So she's, I guess, her powers like basically kill her family in the beginning of the movie, and she's put into an asylum where it causes all kinds of wacky hijinks with everyone else there. And that's where the majority of these scares are supposed to come from. I say scares because most of them are pretty dumb and horribly CGI. There's a lot of like needless CGI that you couldn't do. Just, I don't know, a fucking magnet. One in particular was a part where Game of Thrones girl Wolfbane she's like in a what do they call those little prayer boxes?
Confessionals.
A confessional booth. And she's like talking to herself basically.
Oh yeah.
And then like the Mirage's powers kick in. She's like a demon priest, and then she like runs out, and all the doors flap. But they didn't think to just flap some fucking doors, and they CGI'd it, and it looked like a horrible transition in an old PC game.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm talking about, like in like Resident Evil or anything like that. You open a door and there's a little montage like. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh god, and there's quite a few of those. What was the other ones that were making us laugh? Oh yeah, there's that one. There's a part where Sunspot thinks he's making out with the crazy magic chick in a pool, and then it turns into like a flaming corpse, which sounds like it could be spooky, but it ends up looking like an old Deadite from like Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, because the whole thing was supposed to be like his girlfriend or something that he ended up torching, I think. Honestly, I can't remember most of this stuff. I remember the basics, because this is how predictable and cheesy it is. Just like we were talking over half the movie, like, well, not half the movie, but we were talking over lots of bits, and we felt like we missed nothing. Like we were able to pick up on everything. It's like that shows how fluffed up this movie was. And yet nothing happens really.
Not until like the third act of the film. It feels like stalling to get to the part where the demon bear.
It's like it felt like it kind of. God no! You know what's really sad? Even frickin' Lone Ranger pulled it off better.
Oh god!
Because at least then I was thoroughly entertained by the entirety of that finale, whereas this it felt more like deep, deep, deep.
There was one part about I particularly had mixed feelings about, because it's one of those characters. It kind of shares my love for Goose a little bit from Saga, which is Lockheed. For those who don't know, is Kitty Pryde's pet dragon in the comics, and in this one they make him a fucking puppet, and that pissed me off more than anything else in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like Magic uses like a puppet dragon, and she calls him Lockheed, and she has to like be like the other like the imaginary friend kind of thing. And I'm like, you get his name out of your dirty mouth. Don't you dare like taint the name of Lockheed with this bullshit. And then in the end, they turn him into an actual dragon. I'm like, okay, feel a little better.
And then back puppet.
And then it goes back to a puppet. It's like, no, you had a pet dragon. Why would you not keep the pet dragon? You don't go back from pet dragon. You keep the pet dragon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And oh no, back to the Sunspot thing though, where I freaking died.
Oh yeah, which part was that?
Was he has the ability to basically torch so much stuff. And, oh god, this. You know, for a guy who can use a lot of firepower, he didn't really use a lot of firepower.
Nope.
And I'm still really annoyed at that.
You can tell where like budget limitations kicked in.
Yeah. But it's just like there's some part where like he's freaking out because like he's seeing the person that he torched. And, you know, everyone's like running in to see what's going on. You know, then the doctor runs in after she's been drugged presumably by the Russian chick, Anya Taylor-Joy. I remember the actress because I remember her in like Glass. Well, I didn't see Glass. I remember she was in that and Split.
Yeah.
So she runs in, sees him screaming, throwing a fit. And what does she do to calm him down? Grabs a freaking broom and pushes him into the pool. Just like
no, it wasn't even her. It was the doctor.
I was saying the doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like at this point, like they've built up this guy's powers for a while. Like, what can he do? What's his superpower and all that stuff? And they finally show him like be the Human Torch, and everyone's screaming and freaking out. And the doctor's guys were like, shove, like not even like a hard push, not like a whack. It was like a push into the pool.
And then he just fizzles out.
Yeah, it was like, wow, okay, that's it's like I don't know what you want me to think of that movie because it's not serious. And there was like, what was the other movie? Like, oh, the other part towards the end that killed us was also like the bear part, where like was when it turned into How to Train Your Demon Bear at the end when Mirage has her character moment and going like, I can conquer my inner bear, and she just goes no, and the bear goes okay. And then the touches the snout of the bear, and then she goes, I've achieved self-actualization. And the bear goes, okay, and fades away. Which, by the way, what was the point of anyone else even being there if that's all she needed to do to stop this thing? Because none of them do shit.
Yeah.
Even like when they actually do use their powers, like briefly, I can think there's only like 4 shots of Cannonball actually using his abilities. It turns into a spot when Sunspot like goes full Human Torch to fight the bear, and he's like, whacks him with a bench. You can light shit on fire, and you grab a fucking bench.
And why'd you grab a church steeple? That just it's just
like
freaking wood. You're fire.
Shoot lasers out of your eyes, and you shoot it with a squirt gun. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're going out of your way.
I've got.
Okay.
It's like, behold. My kinetic energy, as I can fuel lasers to the cosmos. But I got a stick. Whack.
Basically. And it's just a pathetic, like, waste of the budget. And it's kind of like, I feel like somebody in the editing room just goes like, guys, we didn't think this through. This is as far as we can take this. We don't have the money to push this anymore. Okay, fine. Make him throw a bench at him. Oh, God. And there's just...
Okay, God, like, what else is there?
There's the series of like no-eyed monster characters that show up towards the end that look like Doctor Who villains. I couldn't stop seeing it, but they also had like a weird kind of like one of that sexy open shirt kind of thing going on, which just made me wonder like, was somebody like really horny when they were designing this? Because this is making me uncomfortable for multiple reasons. And I don't think they're ones that are intended.
To be fair, they're considering parts of that movie, which also made me just a little bit uncomfortable. It's like,
yeah, but there were teenagers in Fault in Our Stars too, and that didn't make anyone uncomfortable. So that's kind of a double standard.
True, but I didn't watch that movie, so I didn't know that was in there.
As long as they have sex, they kiss. I mean,
well, more like just the shower scenes. It was like,
it's the back of a person. That wouldn't really bother me all that much.
Fair enough. I don't know. Just it felt like they were trying to show more. It's like show more of these 16-year-old characters. Although thankfully the actors were, at least one of them was. I'm assuming they were both over 18 though. I mean, I know Maisie Williams was. It's like,
and it could have been good. Like this should have been a good movie about like X-Men stuff. You know, with proper LGBTQ plus like representation.
Just really half-assed.
Just in the wrong fucking movie. It's the right idea in the wrong movie. And it's just kind of like, oh God, you get like something that should have been like a genuine milestone for like comic book movies in general. And it's wasted on this. And nobody's like, no, like maybe like I saw one person like ever even talk about it.
Yeah.
This movie's a lot of wasted potential.
Oh, also let's not forget the attack on the Doctor.
Which part? Oh yeah. And then, the conclusion we came to is Wolfsbane in this movie basically plays the role of Meg in Family Guy, where they all get superpowers and everyone has these cool, like, destructive powers, and Meg can just grow her nails out. And that is literally her power here. She grows out her nails, and she can, like, hear really well and get a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
That's like
she can turn into a dog.
Hooray. Yeah. Congratulations. You'll fit right in Twilight.
Yeah.
But when she does finally get a chance to like use her powers, like she can, like in the comic book, she's like on par with like Wolverine. She can like hack people to pieces. And this one, she jumps on top of the doctor as she's preparing to kill Mirage, and Lucy goes, me, like she's scratching a cat post. Me, me.
So, God, because like my wife was joining in with us, and like we were just having huge laughing fits at like how ridiculous this movie got.
And it's bad. It's really bad. And then like it doesn't look like she goes past like her shoulders. It looks like she gave her like a very weird like massage kind of by masseuse. She doesn't quite know what they're doing.
Yeah, and then like you see the doctor later, she's like bloodied up to all holy hell.
Yeah, like in the very next scene, she is all fucked up from like head to toe. I was like, I don't know what happened to her. That is not what we saw.
I was like, when did you gouge her kidney?
Like gouge her kidney? When did you like fuck up her eye and her face and all that? It's like, where was that? I would have liked to see that happen.
Man, we got like a rated R horror movie X-Men flick. That would have been awesome. But instead
cool.
we got
like, if they actually did like bring Mr. Sinister in there to like do like a genetic horrifying like mutant story, that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But no,
well, instead we just got a lame connection to Logan with like the spy footage from that flick where that one lady, is like taking cell phone footage of all the stuff going on. And it's like, this is what the company's actually doing. They're making, mutants to use as soldiers. They use some bits from that.
Yeah, and just another tease to Mr. Sinister we're never gonna see now.
Yep.
What a waste. They even have like the little pins and the logos be like the little diamond he has in his forehead. Right. It's like, God, what a waste. What a waste.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna say this, like, you're in for something that's a bit of a problem when you hear the acting in like the first couple minutes of like the way the movie opens.
Yeah. By then I think I was already starting to check out. I'm not gonna lie.
It was like we didn't even hit the credits yet. We didn't even hit the title card yet, I think.
No, it was right away. Like the dad character just comes in. I don't even remember what he fucking says.
I don't remember. It was like really just badly, just really flat. It was somehow like a flatly over the top, but flat delivery at the same time. Like it was really wooden and loud is the best way to put it.
And then he comes back in the end for like the come to Jesus moment. And then she says something like, I can't fight the bear. It's too big. Long pause. You're bigger.
And then Jazz, of course, had her a good joke. The way to make fun of my weight, Dad. I remember, God, I can't remember any of the jokes I made during that thing. Because it was just like, that movie was such a slog. And I'm like, guys, I'm already tired. I don't need this.
And you paid.
Oh, we also forgot about, speaking of Jesus moment, we forgot about that freaking shining light moment for the bear at the end there too.
Yeah, not only does she boop the bear to make it go away, but as she's booping the bear, there's an angelic light appearing from behind the bear.
It's like, oh my God!
I know we to be voiced by who played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2?
Alfred Molina.
I want to have to like voiced by Alfred Molina just so he can like reprise the multi-bear from Gravity Falls and just be like, thank you, child, for I am now Angel Bear, and then float away. I don't remember this at all. That was not in Gravity Falls. I'm pantomiming, but it was multi-bear in Gravity Falls. Mm-hmm. So I was mostly just thinking that voice on that character, and it'd be great.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine it took anyway. Anyway.
Yeah.
More interesting.
I don't think there's anything else to really say about this movie, though. No. It's just it. Despite being only a little over an hour and a half long, it's really badly paced. It just drags on and on and on with like nothing happening till like the third act. It felt like either Lone Ranger or Rogue One. Except Rogue One was still Rogue
One I still argue is pretty good.
I'm not a fan of, or that big a fan of Rogue One. Like, it's decent, but I felt like there was some weird, incongruous, like, stuff that was going on where, like, it felt like it was trying to be a war movie, but simultaneously really still had that Star Wars camp that didn't fit all the time, and I'm not sure if that's was the reshoots. It just I couldn't get over that. Although the third act was awesome, and I will totally
fully
admit
agree with that, but I can see what you're saying. But anyway, we done a review of Rogue One. You can go watch that video.
Yeah. So there's that. There wasn't a lot of chemistry between some of the actors.
Most of the actors, I'd argue. But
because, like, I would say Anya, was clearly trying, but she didn't have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Like she had the most personality, but once again, it's like it doesn't help that her character was.
Did she though? Because I feel like her entire personality was edgelord.
True, but compared to everybody else,
even that, I'd argue Coldboy has a bit more personality. To be honest, I found her pretty flat from beginning to end. The only time she became interesting is when she actually got like Loki turned into a dragon. That was the only time I could even anything resembling a damn.
I'm not sorry. Personality might not be the right word, but the point is, like, it felt like she was trying the hardest compared to a lot of the others. Like even like Maisie was okay, but you could tell like this wasn't her best work either. And I'm not sure.
To be fair, this is nobody's best work.
No, it is not. And like, which really sucks because like Maisie Williams, like I think she's an awesome actress, and I wish she'd have more to work with.
Like everyone here, minus the dad, is like pretty good actors.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bunch of two-dimensional characters in non-scary situations. It's just, God, you can see the influences and just how this is just, it felt like a cheap copy of everything. It was a cheap X-Men movie. It was a cheap Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff. It was a cheap, God, what else? It was just, yeah. I don't know what else to say.
It sucks. That's what it's like. I would say if I had to rank these, I would still say like, as far as the bottom tier goes, it would be X-Men Origins Wolverine, Dark Phoenix, New Mutants.
I haven't seen Dark Phoenix, but based on the way I've heard things, that sounds like the right order.
Yeah. Nothing is still ever gonna fully forgive what they did to Deadpool and the Blob boxing sequence, but not for lack of trying. So,
yeah.
I guess now all only left to do is wait to see whatever the hell Marvel does with the X-Men now.
Yeah, we shall see.
So yeah, you got anything else for this? I got nothing.
Nah, join us next time when we try to watch the Trial of Chicago 7 and Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah. I still want to watch Over the Moon. I've heard good things about that one.
Which one's that?
That is the animated movie that's like developed by a Chinese company. It's like on par with Disney, basically.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember, yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I want to watch that one.
Well, yeah, I'll check that one out.
And then I know you, me, and Muhan, maybe Ron, got to sit down and watch The Witch soon, one of these times.
Yes, thank God I've got HBO Max.
Yep. You ever finished watching Doom Patrol?
No, I really need to.
You do.
Yeah.
That's the one I preach to everyone who will like listen to me.
Yeah, that's all. I think the last thing I remember was the gender fluid town or something like that.
Oh yeah, Danny the Street.
Danny the Street. There we go.
Danny's great. Love Danny. Wait till you get to Flex Mentalo.
Oh no.
Oh, he's great too. You'll love him. But anyway. That's all we got, guys. We'll get to the other stuff whenever we can. Things are a little hectic right now. We're trying to figure a bunch of personal shit out because, it's 2020. Anyway, just on another note, production editorials are currently on hold for the simple fact that I can't afford it. If you'd like to help out with that, please consider donating to our Patreon. But beyond that, we'll still keep pumping these out as much as we can. So, thank you guys for watching. See you later.
See ya.